welcome back to Indie Bits. For today's episode, I'm talking about Graveyard Keeper. Graveyard Keeper is a weird one. Basically, the idea is you take the concept of a game like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley, but instead of putting you in a cute town full of all kinds of friendly villagers where you grow plants and sell them, you are a graveyard keeper. You manage a graveyard, once in a while a donkey will bring you a dead body, and then it's up to you to take it into the morgue, perform an autopsy, and bury the body. And that's just the beginning of the weirdness. The game actually starts out in present day, where you end up getting transported back in time and wake up as this graveyard keeper who's new in town in a medieval village. And your main goal is to get back to the present to return home to your love. But in order to do so, you're gonna have to fulfill your duties as a graveyard keeper. And burying bodies is just the beginning. Unfortunately, the graveyard is not in the best of shape, so it's up to you to not only maintain it, but also repair it from the state you found it in. This is not as easy as it sounds because you need resources. From wood to stone to ore and everything in between that you can make with those, the game has a lot going on. Seriously, it does get a little overwhelming and confusing when you're first starting out. You can make so many different things with wood alone, and making things like repair kits, wood gravestones, wood grave fences, all involve using these different pieces, as well as making nails out of iron or stone for whatever else you need that for. If you're short on supplies, you can always go into town to buy what you need, but money is a bit hard to come by at first, which is where farming can actually come in handy. I didn't get very deep into the farming aspects, but it is a way that you can bring in money, but it's not the only way. Every time you bury a body, you receive a burial certificate, which you take into town to sell to the innkeeper for a little bit more money. And that's not the only thing you can sell him. There are things that you can do with the bodies that are morally questionable. Eventually you'll receive a stamp that you can give to the innkeeper that will permit you to sell him meat. And if some of that meat were to come off, say, I don't know, some dead human bodies, who would really know? I did say this game was a weird game. Like in any Harvest Moon type game, there's all kinds of NPCs for you to interact with. You'll meet them, learn their quirks, as well as be assigned tasks and objectives from them. The downside is they kind of really are just NPCs. They don't feel like villagers you would interact with and build connections and relationships with like in Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, or even Animal Crossing. Instead, they're just kind of there. Oh, also there's a dungeon underneath your house that I haven't been able to get into yet, because to get through the debris blocking the way, you need various resources that I haven't unlocked yet. But it's there, I know that much. I spent about 4 hours in total playing this game. Actually, it's closer to 5 hours now because the 4th hour I recorded ended up looking like this. Oops! And I realized at the end of those 4 hours that this is gonna take a lot more than that just to get really into it. Like I said, those few resources can be turned into so many things, and there's a huge skill tree for you to learn to give you more blueprints to make more things, and it's a bit much for me right now, a little too involved, but if it sounds like something that you would be into, the game is gonna be great for you. I do think it is a fun game. It's not a bad game, it's just something I'm not going to be playing right now, but I do plan to return to it the next time I'm in the mood for this type of game. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in at all, it has been out on PC for a while and is coming to the Nintendo Switch today. And at only $20, it's still a good time to be had. Like I said, it's very involved, so there's gonna be plenty to do. So as long as you enjoy the game, you're gonna get well within your money's worth. So if Graveyard Keeper sounds like the game for you, have fun desecrating dead bodies. That's a weird message for me to end this video on. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this new episode of Indie Bits. Sorry, it's been a while since I've uploaded some stuff, but I've got more stuff coming, so if you're new here, subscribe, because I'm gonna have more stuff coming on the way very soon.